Could you introduce yourself for the record?
My name is Christopher Honeywell. I'm an attorney at law and I represented the family of the deceased wife.
All right. What is your reaction to the open verdict given by the jury?
Well, in matters of this nature, you're always expecting the unexpected in a court. The fact of the matter is that the evidence, the physical evidence that was raised by the policemen in particular, would have indicated that the verdict we submit should have been definitively suicide. However, the jury, in their estimation, felt that they did not see enough evidence that would convince them that it was either suicide or homicide. One of the things I believe that might have borne heavily on their minds is the fact that neither the deceased nor his wife returned any positive traces of firearm residue on their hands. However, if you look back at the fact of the height that the police experts said that the gun would have been discharged, it indicated definitively that it would have been somebody sitting on the toilet seat or somebody stooping beside him. And if you reflect also on the fact that it was a contact wound and the suit was deposited right into the wound and there was a barrel mark on the head, then it clearly indicates that this was how the bullet would have been discharged from the gun into the deceased. Having said all of that, people, a jury of our peers of 7 have seen it. They never felt that they saw enough to make a conclusion one way or the other, and the matter, we believe, would have to rest right there. We accept the verdict for what it is.
The judge said that insufficient evidence, and she said that this is the end. However, she said that if further evidence is to surface, then the matter could be looked into again. What's your comment in relation to that point?
Well, that is the rule of the law. And in matters of this nature, you know that there is no statute of limitation on any kind of criminal process. So were evidence to emerge, then surely the matter could be reconvened. Reflect, however, on the fact that all of the government evidence gatherers and investigators in this matter have taken the preliminary estimation that this is indeed, by all appearances, a suicide. And the investigations have proceeded along that basis. So it is not in our expectation that there's likely to be anything emerging in the future to the contrary.
Has this brought closure for the family, also given the background that even though the media was asked to disable comments in relation to this story, persons sometimes they take it and put it on their own social media pages, and comments were there and certain things were said. Does this bring closure, and what do you have to say about that social media aspect?
Well, the matter has been painful to the family. They've been in many ways castigated in the public domain. They have, however, turned up in court and they've given their account of what they did on the day, and it is clear from what his wife and his extended family did that they extended all possible efforts that they could have to try to save Jason's life. So much so that they made sure that the police got there even ahead of any expectation of time, and that when he was being sent off to the hospital, he was still alive and with a desperate hope that he might have lived. It didn't happen and he passed, sadly enough. We wish that this can give them some closure, however, that the matter has been vindicated in court. A jury of their peers have deliberated on it, and we're certain, therefore, that no fingers are being pointed at them in terms of what they did or might not have done, despite what some of the comments in the public domain might have been.
Thank you so much.